Hey everyone. I pushed the wrong button and lost all of the chat down there. Oh man. And made my camera go blurry. It is what it is. We are back with the best cupcakes in the area. Clearly. We're right there. Alan Wake. We're back with more Alan Wake. Let's see. In the first episode, the first stream, we did the whole first episode of the game, and I think we've done most of episode 2. We're gonna go finish it now, which likely means a boss battle is incoming. We'll see. There could still be a bit more to it before that battle happens, though. So, let's just jump right in and get going. Okay. Controller in hand. We shall click the continue game button. Cars that have their interior lights on can be driven. That's a really good tip, I feel like. Okay, so I think we actually... I'm trying to remember if we touched this or not. I don't think so. I don't think we got this phone call.
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What, am I crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
Alright, so we gotta go save Barry. However, I had mentioned this before. Hold on, let me see if we can maneuver ourselves just a little bit. This mountain with the tower on it is not the location with our campsite. Our campsite is, I think, like way over that way, or maybe, oh, you see the birds all in the distance there? That is where our camp is at. What happened at Lover's Peak? Well, we found a guy, and the guy we found was a guy who was in like camo pants, and he looked like he might have been ex-military or something. We had seen him before on the ferry into Bright Falls. We found him. He sort of helped us because we basically fell off of a thing, and when we did so, we lost our gun and everything. All we had was the flashlight, and he jumped in and shot a couple of shadow guys, the Taken, if you will, coming to get us, and turned out he was the kidnapper, but we don't actually know for certain that he has her. We didn't see her at all. We had to do this crazy encounter where enemies were just on us left and right, and we had to depend on the other guy to kill them, which was not fun at all, because he was not a great shot. He then runs away, we go running as well. I'm trying to think. That spot right down below us is actually where this battle took place. We were on here and we were basically defending the point, and then we ended up being able to take off. And from there, we made ourselves clearly all the way around this mountain path over here. Lots of enemies, and there's harder enemies now that take like a full clip from the revolver or 2 shots from the rifle. And then there's also a new mechanic, which is flares that you hold in your hand, and then you can kind of drop them. You throw them a little bit, not really, but they're very powerful. I still think the flare gun is probably the most powerful. But so anyways, he did say that he had our wife, and we had to deliver to him the next manuscript, or she was gonna get it, or something like that, right? That's kind of where we're at. He escaped, and we're on our own again. Ooh, there's coffee.
I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods.
Trophy! Damn good cup of coffee. So, I'm presuming it told us about the car very specifically, because it looks like we might be driving. Like I said, we're kind of far away. Alright. Now we're full on handgun ammo and battery power. Let's make sure we're not missing any secrets on. Okay, I thought there were gonna be some crazy birds coming after us. Look, that one has its lights on. We're driving. I'm a little worried. A little worried on what the driving mechanics are going to be like this game. I'm slightly imagining them not being good. Alright, so what is this, a bathroom? You know where you should never go in a horror game? A bathroom. We're gonna check it out, though. New manuscript page.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it. But it felt all wrong. Call it instinct. His posture. The way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
And we know that there's an agent who's going to be coming for us, right? Just via those manuscript pages. Oop, there's something. Rifle ammo, maybe? Yeah, rifle ammo.
I had to find the key to the garage.
We didn't go up to the garage to find out that we needed a key. I just wanted to go look elsewhere. Oh, this is great, right? There's a blinking light on in this one.
I needed the garage key to get to the car.
You love the tense we know a little bit about the future? Yeah, it's pretty great. Checkpoint. I hate that these are closed. Can I open them? Ooh, okay. Oh, hold on. How come we can open two
The
of
garage
the
key
three?
had to be somewhere nearby.
Something's gonna pop out of that one, right? Almost certainly. Ooh, TV. And the key. Hold on, before we grab the key, it's gonna pop on as soon as we grab it, right?
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
The struggles of authoring a book. I knew it!
Yourself.
We knew it! We knew it! If we weren't expecting that, that would have actually been terrifying. Look, there's another one of these stupid things. I kind of wonder if, like, I should be shooting through them. It's very true about writing. Yeah, it is, right? Like, you could easily write your whole book, get to the very end, and go, you know what? What if this one thing happened? And then you're like, oh, but in order to do that, I'd have to go back and rewrite everything. Even though it's such a good idea. All right. I'm to drive. Gotta check behind it, make sure there's nothing back here. Not seeing anything. Here we go. Accelerate, steering, and brake. Okay. This might be alright. I'm curious, right? What if we go the wrong way? Oh, we can boost the lights too. Okay. There's coffee right there. Oh, can we get out of the car? Is that a thing? Hold on. We can. I was not expecting this mechanic. I should have backed up and got closer to this. So the real question is it worth it to kill this guy right now? And it might be. He might keep chasing us, though. We'll find out, right? Okay, get going. Also, I would have left the lights on. Would have stopped him on the way. Hey, that car has lights on, too. Interesting. Okay. Maybe that one, too? Are there all sorts of drivable vehicles in this game? I feel super safe in the car. Was there another path right there? Oh, and then I can tap them with the car and they basically go down. By the way, I don't know where we're going. Was there a way over here that I missed? Why is everything blurry all of a sudden? There was. Okay. Look, the car has a battery too. See this, right? Not quite sure how we know if it's going to deplete or not, but I was checking back there for more coffee thermos. Turn. Oh! We've been here before. Okay, good. We're almost back then. That's what this means. Oh. Saw it slightly moving, right? Do you think I can push it? Doesn't appear to be the case. Alright, I guess we have to get out and go on foot. I didn't want to do that. The semi had lights on? I didn't notice. The flashing light on this one was weird. Flare gun.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
Okay. I want to save the flare gun for like the birds, or maybe we use it now. Oh no! Okay. So it's totally because I missed. Whoa! Oh, good. We found a semi-safe spot. Will they just re-pop, though, as soon as we leave it? Maybe not? Phone?
It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
Not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
I don't think he's got her. I think it's a deception.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
Lots of birds. Oh, hey, look at the flares. Perfect. Attack me. I dare you.
Got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
A couple of them got in there, he said. something here. Was a little slow on that.
I'll make him go away, please!
Okay, so he's not gonna let us in. Jeez! I didn't even see them! This is a weird encounter so far. I'm getting some of them. Yo! And they like come at you from behind. Oh, okay. We're running out of flares. Oh, there's a little bit more.
Barry, you can open the door now. They're gone.
Oh, really? Didn't even need the battery. I feel like we didn't really win that.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
He believes us.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh,
she
you
sounds
sweet,
weird.
brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
Bye now.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the Oh Dear
Diner.
Good girl.
He dead? Okay, that's actually the end of the chapter.
Come here. Pretty please. Can you tell me where I am? You want to say something?
End of episode 2.
Previously on Alan Wake,
Mark
Alice
Reagan.
has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her.
You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right.
I love
in
the
head.
The
episode
ransom is a
recaps.
manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
Ransom.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI.
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
There's the agent.
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That
This
Rose,
guy's got a nice
she's
limp.
a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying,
By the way, look for
Al,
coffee.
I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Oh.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister.
The place
The
where
Indians
our
thought the
cabin
lake was
isn't.
a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called
we saw something of
Diver's
Thomas
Island.
Zane's.
But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Randy's dogs. Why are you bringing us back this way? This feels like the non-correct way to get to the front door.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook store.
That sounds a bit like
Comes
what's
for you in the dark.
happening to us, doesn't it?
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
How did we come back to the
Yeah,
garbage?
Anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Okay, so that's why she knows about the Taken and the darkness. She's got to keep all the lights on to save the whole town. She knows about it already. All right, and now we're piecing it
mister,
together.
This here's Rose's trailer.
Everything that's happening to us
Mind
right
me
now
asking
was
what you want?
pre-written by Thomas
We're
Zane.
just here to talk to her, pal.
We are the latest author to inherit the purpose. Oh, also, we went around because there was something here. What the heck is this? It's a boat! There's just a boat in the middle of the road. That's normal. Normal. Perfectly fine. Don't think about it too much. Yeah, but I mean, like, when stuff like that happens and it falls off a trailer, I mean, don't you usually pick it up? Hey, look! It's us on the wall! Where did Barry go? Did he go in already? Barry's excited. Oh, there he is. He's real excited to see Rose. The Rose who isn't home. Oh, she's right there.
Welcome to... Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
We're not picking up on
Oh yes.
the weirdness.
Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry? She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What?
We've been drugged!
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife.
Oh, she did.
You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on.
Do you think that's Thomas Zane talking to us? Do you think Thomas Zane was the light that helped us in the very beginning of the game?
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right.
And Barbara...
She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
What do we got on the wall? Anything? What? Web M. Okay. Medicated to hate. Thing book. Good father, bad father. Okay. I see. The Web M, it was only Web M on the other shelf, but over here it's Web Metrics. Also, our books are on the shelf there at the bottom. Superfan girl. Is it weird to be like an adult and have one of these above your bed? I think it's weird. I think it's probably weird.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Or coffee. Also, Rose didn't take the day, because I'm pretty sure...
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
While we were out...
What can I get you today?
We
Coffee?
Probably were working on that
manuscript. I couldn't work up much
manuscript.
hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me, and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day.
She's broken.
Come back soon.
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
So I decided to leave him here.
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
Very handsome. Okay. Let's see. We leave. Manuscript
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
But we'll read this page first. Of course, of course.
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
Oh, good. Good. I mean, we had her up past her bedtime. Okay. So this is going to be a problem, right? I mean, we can't drive the car up to get Barry. Not because there's a boat in the way or anything. A land boat, if you will. Let's double check back here. Nothing.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air, and let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts. punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but...
Other people are experiencing it now.
You know, I just...
Well, you sound like a man.
The more
with a
we
problem,
write,
Walt.
the more it becomes real for everyone.
I had a, you know, argument with Danny. You know, Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, you know, and, I'm just, well...
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah, well, you know, you know, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me, bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, you know, waiting. Man.
Is this the guy that we saw in the
I was just
police
outside
station?
looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. You know, something's gonna happen. You know, I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something.
This is really cool, actually. I mean, like, it really sets the atmosphere of the game, doesn't it? Having this little insight into random people that we may or may not have seen, and getting the vibes from them. It's not just us, right? It makes it really feel like there's more going on than just our story here. Granted, our story might be driving everything, right? I think it's cool. Also, I see coffee. Whoa! Okay, we can't climb that. I'll check the table. Okay. Want to make sure there wasn't a manuscript page on it. It kind of shined a little bit with the light. All right, I see the guy up there. Is he gonna be friendly? We think? I'm not quite so sure.
Oh, you're gonna get it now.
We haven't technically done anything illegal.
God knows what you've done to that poor girl. This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Slane!
He's just firing! Oh wait, it's the other police. They're just... There's the hole in the fence.
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Weird.
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake. Come on.
Oh man, hold up. Now we have to avoid the light? I don't even know where we're supposed to go. This way, I guess. I don't want to be out here without a flashlight. This is, not good. I mean, there's people to our left, so we have to go this way, right? I think the answer is yes.
Stop running!
Now's the time to panic. Yes, we have the police and the FBI at us in such a way that they just want to open fire immediately upon us. Yo!
Oh, damn.
Yo! I mean, this is quite the scene. We're out of sprint, by the way. I mean, I know that this game only has one path to go on, but doesn't it just feel like we could go anywhere? It does to me. It feels very open. We'll stop to read a manuscript, though, you know?
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Okay, so here's a question, right? Do we think Thomas Zane was the first, created the darkness, and now we're dealing with it? Or do we think we created Thomas Zane with the writing and had it all start with him, but it was really all us who started it anyways? You know what I mean? Like, if what we write becomes reality, there is no reason we couldn't have still created everything. But let's really digest this one. This one's really interesting. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. Thomas Zane, the poet, right? However, the rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. So the rock stars were between Thomas Zane and us. The rock stars awoke it, and then when it sensed us coming, it was able to utilize some of its power to then gather more. Lazarus! Hey, by the way, check out that fancy first badge you got next to your name. Thank you for the Prime sub. I saw that. Could be either. Both are good in my opinion. This is Alan Wake. It is a horror game for you know, October, for the scary month. This is an older game. It was a Xbox 360 title. However, this is the remastered version, and I'm playing it on the PS5. We're a writer, and there's a darkness called the Taken here. And right now, police and FBI are just attacking us. Also, what the heck just happened? Oh, great. Oh, there's a manuscript page! This is totally not the right way, but I see it. You see the glow, we have to grab it. Okay. Spider-Man? Please let it be Spider-Man. I don't think it's Spider-Man.
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. "Pretty girl," she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
So in this game, we are a writer, and we came away on vacation, and then something happened to our wife, and then we lost a whole week, and now shadow stuff are after us. And we keep finding these manuscript pages out and about the world that we have written, but we have no recollection of writing, and the things that are written in them are coming true, right? We are living them. So there's some sort of power in the word. Some sort of evil power. It's very nuts. And right now, we have no weapons or anything, but when we encounter enemies, our primary weapon is the light. However, we have nothing at the moment. Oh, there's a flare. They're gonna find us. And the FBI and the police are after us, and we don't really know why. We've read about the FBI agent in the manuscript pages already, but we don't know why he's here, who he is, why they just fired on us immediately upon seeing us. Also, when this starts happening with the atmosphere, bad stuff happens. Like, I think a lot of those people just got eaten by the darkness. I mean, it sounds like Godzilla's out there. Oh, great, this light just went out. Yeah, all those police are... Oh, they're all gonna get possessed and then they're gonna have guns.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
No, we did not. We are wearing a tweed jacket.
I don't know yet, but I'm not in the habit of jumping to conclusions. That tends to come back and bite you in the ass. Out.
So, that was the sheriff talking. We've met her. I think the next time we encounter her, she's going to be hostile to us. But I think, if I've pegged her correctly, she's going to be an ally at some point. We'll find out, though. Whoa! You know, hide behind the rock and all. I was expecting it to move on. Boom. Oh, the birds! Yeah. I think they're done for. That might be the gas station over there. We went to the gas station in the first chapter of the game. Ooh. Dunzo. Alright, let's, there's definitely a way out back. I'm assuming we're gonna have to go out that way. So let's check up here first. Maybe we'll find a flashlight. Maybe a flare gun. Ooh. Or how much we can actually zoom in. That does look like the gas station, however. Is there anything else we should look at? I see a coffee thermos from this far away. You know, the main collectible in the game is a coffee thermos because we're a writer and writers need coffee.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, what you...
Okay, so they've got Barry.
Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over.
Barry's our agent.
We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh yeah, I'll bet he does.
Good call, Bomber.
Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Yeah, this looks like a radio that we probably could use to communicate with them. I don't see like your microphone or anything, right? I don't see your handset. However, it seems like a fire watchtower like this would have something like that. Also, I thought that was a table with a map. No, it's a bed. Yeah, explaining to them when they can't shoot you would be perfect. Yeah, all the police cars had radios too. That's a good point. What?
I could see the lights of the radio station in the distance.
Oh. Way up there? Oh, no, this is the radio station. Okay, and then there are towers up on the hill, sure. But we just have to make it to the radio station. So down there and cross the valley? Sure. Nothing bad could happen to us on the way, right? Also, how come the fire watch station doesn't have a flashlight? Right here. I could really use it. Ooh. Close, please. Thank you.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Yeah, so what's our plan though, right? We're gonna go meet up with the kidnapper who potentially has our wife at the coal mine with the manuscript that we don't have.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate.
Doesn't
the
seem
darkness
good.
that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
I see a big light over there. What is this? Oh, like an old pulley of some sort? Yeah, I guess let's start it now. Coffee thermos in the background. Look at all the sparks on the ground. That's safe. Definitely not gonna burn the forest down or anything.
The old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
Now, hold on. Is it just a time-based thing and I spent too long? Or is there something else we gotta do here? Try it again, I guess. Oh, kick. That fixes everything, right? Alright, let's run this time. L2 to blast. Blasted. Yeah, that's definitely how you fix a gas tank, for sure. I bet you there was no leakage of fuel or anything. So what do we think? Do we think that we're playing, like, directly into the darkness's hand, right? Are we doing exactly what it wants us to do, or are we actually opposing it? Because I have a feeling it's leading us directly where it wants us to go at all times, and we haven't done anything it didn't desire yet. Oh boy, okay. I heard that. Flashlight, perfect. Anything else over here? Out back? Just a wall? No yellow paint anywhere? Nothing. That was weird. I thought it was gonna attack us. Okay, we move.
It took me a moment to recognize the
flashbangs.
They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Radio, grab the radio.
This is Sheriff Breaker. Report, over.
I want to hear if anything happens here.
I need a report, over.
All the teams are wiped out.
Talk to me. Come in, please.
Every single one of them. We have 6 flashbangs. Here we go. I'm certain we're going to need them in just a minute. Go to the car. Don't look at it! Alright, we have 5 flashbangs. I'm not happy with those numbers. Great. No! I'm gonna book it! By the way, I'm dodging. Like I'm using a dodge button to actually avoid getting hit there. Alright. More flashbangs.
And here's another call. You're on KBF-FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on?
Yeah.
It's just next door, and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
Well, I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
I do. I love it. I love that, like, people are not oblivious to what's going on around them, and we're hearing about it. It's such a cool gameplay mechanic. Oh, they're coming in behind us. There's a manuscript over here. We gotta grab it. That's a lot of them. That's a lot of them. Whoa, that one dude didn't go down. But yeah, I definitely don't want to use it on one guy, right? Get back. Okay, that didn't kill him, though. He's just gonna be broken. Yeet. I might have to use one more on him. We'll see. He's not gonna let us go. I'm out of sprint. I'm waiting for more to pop up. Oh! Oh my goodness, he does so much damage. There you go. Oh, now there's more in front! We're about to die. Light. This isn't the good kind of light. It's not. Not really sure where we're going. That way. Oh! We gotta go. We gotta go. 4 left. Oh, he hit us! Oh, we're not dead. We're like a pebble, tripping over a pebble away from being dead here. Can I? Okay, there's a gate. Woo! It's just stop being tired, run faster.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Oh, wait, let's listen to this before we go in.
Wise cops bother with the trailer park.
What do you mean?
It's a trailer park. Of course you're going to have trouble in a place like that. I mean, what do you expect? The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
Well,
let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
Yeah, right?
well,
Yikes
thank
is
you
indeed.
very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna.
That person's gross. Coffee. Okay. We also have a manuscript page we didn't listen to yet.
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
Oh, that's even so much worse. Like, she was aware of what was going on, right? She was like conscious in her head. She couldn't do anything about it. She was being controlled. Ooh. That's terrible. Alright. You know, let's see if the doors are open. No. No. No.
Surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Yeah. Interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake.
Wow, do you see that? He's got button-operated door.
It looks like Mr. Wake is going to need a moment before we can talk, so let me give you a little... Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr.
Didn't get
Wake.
to the rest of that.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
Yeah. Okay, but now the sheriff sees how crazy this dude is, right? And we're on the run again.
Even if it kills me, you hear me? You hear me, HP?
Now we're HP Lovecraft.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
There's a train. That train gonna crash? Yeah, like, what is even happening? So, this has Arkham vibes for sure? Yeah, it does. The darkness, right? The darkness is some kind of great old one that seems to have been awakened by a previous author. And now it is using us to gain more power. However, what's happening with the FBI agent and why he's so, like, trigger happy on us right now? I honestly think it has to do with what we wrote.
Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
Yeah, and it's definitely a current day setting. I mean, granted, it's probably closer to like this was an Xbox 360 title, right? So this is probably closer to 2007 or so, but still, yeah. Ooh, almost missed the flares. Okay, so let's see. We now have flashbangs and flares. I'm gonna equip the flares, which are not as powerful as the flashbang. They're more of a deterrent than anything. I don't think they can kill anyone. Any Taken. That's what they're called. The darkness-controlled people are the Taken. Whoa! Start this thing. Check it out, when we get in the light though, whoosh, they vanish. Shotgun ammo, we don't have the shotgun yet though. I gotta double check that there's no shotgun right here. Not seeing one though. Okay. Alright, well, at least we have the revolver back, right? So there's a path right there, but I feel like I want to go up. Reload, 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 reload! Okay. We have 7 shots left. or actually, we might have 13 shots left, right? Because we have 6 in the chamber. I'm not sure if the 7 is, like, extra, or if it's total. Also, right, we don't quite know if we're killing real people being possessed right now or not. It is, however, a life or death situation, so we're erring on the side of self-defense. Checking over here, make sure there isn't something sitting up against the wall. I didn't see anything though. Peek down there, see what we can see. There's a lot of light right over there. That's where the train was headed, wasn't it? Maybe they're just really cold and want our jacket. No, I think they made fun of the tweed. I don't think they want the jacket. Interesting. Okay. Up and up we go. I don't know if we as a character know how to get to the coal mine, right? We were gonna ask the radio host how to get there. I kind of think right now we're just moving. Also, our current goal is reach the train depot. I'm feeling like we went the wrong way. Unless this comes down the other side or something. Look like we can get in there. Oh, a couple more flares. Manuscript.
Danny had stepped out, but what stumbled back in was something else. Something alien. A monster. Walter tried to kill it, first with his fists, then a chair. It wouldn't die. Instead, it kept coming, unaffected by the beating it had taken. After Walter managed to kick it down the cellar stairs, fear took over. He ran, got behind the wheel, gunned the engine. The booze wouldn't make him forget, but he knew he had to try.
Yeah, other people being affected. Did we come all the way up here for a manuscript page? I think we did. I think we did. I mean, I'm glad we got it. I'm glad we got it, though. I'm still not sure. I wish I remembered. So, in the beginning, we went through the police station, and we talked to a guy who was in a cell, and he had beat up his best friend. But he said it wasn't him, and I'm wondering if that was actually the 2 people we just read about. It's true, we also got 2 flares. Yeah, we did. Birds. Oh, man. The birds are so hard to fight. I mean, they probably wanted us to use a flare. I didn't want to waste it. I know. It probably wouldn't have been wasted. I didn't want to waste it. I hear more. time for a flare. Time for a flare. It's really just going to keep them away, though. I think they're going to come back for us. our flare, our spent flare is going down with us. It's kind of funny. Yeah, definitely Hitchcock themed. Which they even point out, because Barry was attacked by him up in the cabin. He called that out too. Oh, I missed! Oh, we have such limited ammo. I missed. Now we have no ammo. How about that? How about that? No ammo!
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Oh, look. The darkness controls the Taken. Yeah, it sure does. Shotgun! Oh, man, there's a lot of them. No, he's coming in the side! No! Oh! Okay. Yikes. This is such a far back checkpoint. Oh, man. Hold up. We gotta go back up and get it. We have to. You know, it's actually kind of funny. It feels like it's a really far back checkpoint, but we were just here. Like, we just came right down the hill. So we didn't really make it very far, I guess. Not gonna work. I was gonna try to not use my ammo. Maybe we can dip him here. Maybe not. Actually, we're better. We had 7 shots last time, right, when we got here? Also, there was a coffee thermos, right, out on one of these ledges? I thought? Maybe? When we were, clearly I made a mistake, right? I should have popped a flare or the flashbang when all those guys were coming after me. I was so, like, focused on that shotgun that we just got, I didn't think about using the other tools we had. Yes, there was a coffee thermos, okay. I'm going to keep the flares equipped because I think they're going to be the most useful tool against the birds coming back down, and we'll try to actually utilize them this time. And I'm going to click the manuscript again, but we'll just skip through it. I just want to make sure it's marked as red.
Danny had
oh, it was actually marked as red. Did you see that? So it remembered that we read it. It did not keep it in our inventory. When you know they're coming, you can get the flare out in time. There it is, right there, too. The next wave of them is about at this bend, I think, as well. Yes. Oh, we didn't burn like any of them up. Great, great. Not good. Not good at all. Run. Run with the flare. No, they're right behind me. Okay. The gift of foresight. Yeah. So, that light is still there. I kind of wonder, if we run back to that light, do you think it'll, like, give us a new checkpoint? I bet you it doesn't. I bet you it only gives you that checkpoint on first meeting. Oh! That's almost it, right? Gotta bounce! Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
There's a revolver right here, too. Alright, so we got a couple shots back. Oh, of course, the light just burned out, too, right? Kabam! Kabam! Whoa! Ah! Ouch! It takes so much ammo. Look at this. There was another light here. We probably could have, like... We probably could have run out the side and got them with the light, but in light you can hurt them. Yeah. Oh, we know. Who's leaving those messages, though, right? Alright, we're about to leave this spot. Can I get light, or my health back in this light? Actually, our health does look to be coming back slowly. Very slowly. Let's move. Is this the way to go? Oh, probably around. Doesn't quite feel like the right path, does it? Oh, a coffee thermos. Not a trap. Something crazy's about to happen, right? I mean, look at it. Look at everything. Manuscript. Here we go.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Train? I'm honestly expecting to see a train crash. And look at all the batteries we got. I should probably burn through the batteries more than we do. Phone call.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
You need to be
The
careful
connection
and
had been
cooperate.
terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
I think the darkness was talking through her like it was Rose, right? Almost certainly. Can I go up this way? Yes? Nothing over here, though. Okay. See another manuscript page. Ooh. Ooh. Gotta go left.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework.
The pipe?
Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Now we're gonna have to deal with, like, possessed objects attacking us? Come on. Arrow? Yep. We got a stash over this way. We should be able to get ourselves a flare gun, right? It seems like they always have a flare gun in them. Right inside. Let's look around the side, though, real quick, too. Okay, I'm convinced. Let's go in. Okay, so we have 2 flare gun ammo, 3 flares, 3 flashbangs. Okay. Shotgun ammo, more revolver ammo. Oh, there was a dude right behind the bush. They give you that, like, little boost of gear. You find the drop-off, and you're like, oh, great, this is a semi-safe location. Then, pull it all back.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Is this where the possessed rod is going to attack us? I think so. Maybe? Maybe not? Maybe still. This would be kind of terrifying to be underneath a train while it's driving over. Jeez. Especially because, like, we're so high up. Move? Move? Oh, I can jump. Maybe? Weird. Okay, there we go. Old game mechanics, you know.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Sure is. Flare. I thought we were going to be able to, like, run past it. Seemed to be the case.
That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
We may also want to turn around. I don't know. But I am kind of feeling the flare around here. Anything else? Yup, sure is. We need to move. Great. This is nuts. At least with, like, fighting people, we know how to, like, beat it. Yeah, that was intense. It was nuts. You used the batteries. I did. I used a few. I wonder, maybe we should have used a flashbang there too. I don't know, because it felt like the flare whittled them down, but then I still had to blast them with the flashlight in order to, like, get rid of them.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Oh. I'm guessing that's the agent. Yeah, the flare is probably bright enough to weaken but not defeat. That's exactly what it felt like.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story.
It all comes down to Stephen King.
Certainly
Good
not
job.
the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Hashtag blame Stephen King. We have a light. It's gonna burn out as soon as we get there, right? Checkpoint at least. Hold to switch to the heavy-duty flashlight? Yeah. Sure. So, does it use the same batteries? Does it use the batteries faster? I don't know. All right. We have a heavy-duty flashlight. I'm envisioning a little bit of a battle in this area. It feels like an arena, if you will. See a blinking light to the left for the ability to turn a light on, I think. Also, flares, I think, to grab. There goes that light. Shotgun ammo. Which probably means we're gonna need the shotgun. Before I click this, I feel like this is gonna start whatever is gonna happen here. Let's just take a look over here. Additional flare. Like it. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's everything. I don't think we're gonna fight people. I think we're gonna fight all of these barrels and propane tanks and everything. Fantastic. Oh, no, maybe we're gonna fight people. really don't want to use the shotgun on the little guys. However, that might be where we're at. Yeah, there's still one left, right? Sure is. Does it feel like the end of another chapter? It kind of does, doesn't it? But I think we have a bit more to go. Looking around over here first. How many chapters? Don't know. Power through the lighting. It's like the big guys, they're bad, right? But they're so much worse when there's little guys around them. Because the little guy you don't want to focus on, but they're the ones that are going to, like, just get in your face. Alright. In light, you can hurt them. Yeah, we know, game. I mean, it's not really the game trying to tell us that, but still. A light. A TV. Flares. Revolvers. Alright, we probably can't access the TV. Oh, we can. TV.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode. A family occasion.
A family occasion.
Journalist Alvin Durley's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Durlith, you don't want to feel like we're on exhibition. But you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Durlith.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
A chest burster?
You have well pleased Nixie Burka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Durlith learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit.
In Night Springs. Alright, we should be able to activate the radio, right? I don't think we locked ourselves out of the radio by doing the TV first, but it's the first time we've seen a radio that we couldn't interact with, which is a little weird. Okay. Wake attacked by the dark presence.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Oh, fantastic foreshadowing. Yeah, honestly, like, I think before this chapter's over, we're going to get to the kidnapper again. Yeah, stuff's about to come out at us. I just feel it. Okay, yeah, we're full on revolver ammo, we're full on battery. You see, there's 2 more of these boxes. They're like, you're gonna need a lot of stuff. Oh! Chain, please. Flare, please. I tried to throw a flashbang at it. We didn't. I don't know that we hit this thing with it at all. Oh, okay, good. Okay, that wasn't too bad at all. Oh, no. Stay with the shotgun. Put an additional shell in. Thank you. Huh. I mean, maybe that was it. I feel like we demolished that, and it was supposed to be harder. However, it would have been harder had I not used the flashbang and took out most of the little guys, right? We could focus entirely on the tractor that I'm so full of batteries. Alright, it looks like we're in a driving scene, maybe? Coffee! Coffee, coffee! Coffee. I bet you if we pulled up the trophy list, we could see how many chapters there were, right? There's probably a chapter trophy, chapter completion trophy. All right, we get in the vehicle. The Bright Falls Light and Power Company truck. Good thing people leave their keys in the engine, right?
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
I wonder if the darkness will get so strong that the sunlight won't matter. Like it'll create a permanent shaded area or something. A darkness bubble, if you will.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
What are the odds that they put something behind us? Because it honestly looks like if we went backwards, it looks like we could go a long ways. And I don't want to run back that way for no reason, but I'm not seeing a roadblock, right? And we know that they put a manuscript page at the top of the mountain, which was quite a run as well. We're gonna go forward. Go forward. Unless, if I can jump back in the truck, I will gladly drive back. We do that? Yes, actually, maybe we're supposed to drive forward anyways. Why did we get out? Hold up, hold up. I think we got out because there's a map here. Oh, not a map we can really look at, though. All right. Coal Mine Museum, that way.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity. Even during daytime, I was being stalked. The bridge must have collapsed only moments after I'd crossed it.
There we go. I was just about to say, how is the bridge out? We crossed it. He addressed it, though. Okay, the truck is super floaty. We cannot take quick turns. Good to find out now when we're not being chased. Rough road, it says. I'm just like picturing, oh, there's a coffee thermos over there, there's a manuscript page over there, and we're just gonna like drive past all of it. Maybe I should switch for this Jeep. Let's just keep going. I don't think this is... Oh, there are logs in the road over there, so you do have to come this way. Okay. Oh, and the bridge there is out. Perfect. There's so much area that we could explore. Oh, do they want us to get out here? Bet they do. Go forward real quick, a little bit more. Actually, it just keeps going. I want to check up here first. There's a new vehicle up here anyways we can swap to. Then we'll be on real road. Checkpoint up here. Radio.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
That would probably be why there was no interaction with the last radio, right? Yeah, an ally. Yeah, we definitely have an ally with him. It seems like we probably could drive down this path and maybe it loops back up and around right here. If we really wanted to keep the truck. I don't see a reason to. There's probably a manuscript page down there too, but we'll just swap to this vehicle. I can't imagine it being any better or worse than that truck was. Oh my goodness. I swear I'm a way better driver in real life, and basically any other video game. The controls. The controls are easy to think about, right? There's two buttons and a stick, but man, they just spin. They're floaty. So, worse? I don't know. The truck felt the same too, but I am on a dirt road. Oh no, I was on a bridge when that happened. I'll have you know. Okay, we'll swap to this car after we check out what's up here. A dirt bridge that looked like wood. Oh, that explains it all. It was a dirt bridge. You're right. I forgot we were playing Minecraft.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, how is that harsh?
What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Life is like fishing. Mama always used to say, life is like a box of going fishing. Never know what you're gonna catch. Yeah, I totally agree with that guy. I think it would be super depressing if we're limited to one chance encounter. Something like that, right? Come on. Find a fisherman to finish that analogy. You wound me, sir. I do like fishing. I will say I haven't gone in a few years now. I don't know why, I just haven't. But I do like stream fishing. I like going for trout. Okay, so this is the coal mine. I mean, this is the coal mine, right? Hold on. The road keeps going, but I want to check this door out. I mean, this might just be another way in instead of driving directly into it. Or this might have a collectible. Maybe. You fished once, so you'll try. Life is like fishing. Sometimes you catch a fish, and sometimes you don't. What happens if you catch a whole lot of fish?
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed.
This is the kidnapper.
He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Weird. Okay. Look how many missing pages there are. So many. Which either means that there's a lot left to the episode, or we've missed a lot. You catch a whole lot of fish, you're rich. Okay. I could buy that. Yup, we're still a boat, even in this car. I kind of wonder if all the vehicles have the same driving mechanic. Visitor parking right. Well, we're not parking.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
I have... Ooh, coffee. I have a suspicion we might be going in there. I don't know why I said we weren't parking. We totally parked. You'd love to live out somewhere, farm, fish, and hunt for food, and just live? You know, it sounds romantic. It does. However, it would be a lot of work, right? It would be a lot of work. While there were some earlier residents in the area, the true genesis of the town of Bright Falls came with the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the opening of the Bright Falls coal mine in 1878. Although the work was hard and dangerous, many immigrants, Germans, Poles, Italians, Finns, and Swedes among others, worked in the mines. Yeah, farming is hard. Yes, yes it is. While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. The seams were rich, but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous. Wow. Do you think we're going to be fighting, like, undead miners and they're going to throw pickaxes at us? That would be fun. Said no one. Yeah, like again, right? It sounds really like nice and romantic, but in order to produce enough food, I think, for you and your family, but if it even was just you, it's a lot, right? And like a real like agriculture farm would take more than a year to really set up and get going, right? It's going to take probably a couple generations of getting everything there and then figuring out how to and the best ways to do things in your area and what crops and all of that. And that's just for farming. That's not, I mean, crop farming, not counting any other things. New manuscript page. Yeah, you were just telling your son, who is doing chores with as little effort as possible, if something's worth doing, it's worth putting all of the effort into. Stardew lied to you. Yeah, right. Well, that's the saying. If something's worth doing, it's worth doing right. All that kind of stuff. But if you're just talking about the dishes to a child, they might not feel it's worth doing. you know what I mean? There's a podcast that I listen to that I think about quite frequently, actually. And I don't remember necessarily the exact wording they used or anything, but the gist of it was, if there's something that you want, right? There are 3 levels of wanting it, right? The first level of wanting it is not wanting it. You don't want it. Okay, so great. You don't want it. The second level is kind of wanting it, right? It sounds great to you. You would love to do whatever that thing is or have whatever that thing is. And they were specifically talking about, like, Actually, they were talking about anything, but they were content creators, right? So like making videos and streaming and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the third one, which is you really want it. And they the way that he talked about it was, if you really want it, you're going to sacrifice whatever you need to sacrifice in order to make it happen. If you kind of want it, you're not going to. And so, you know, you might be working out, right? If you kind of want to be in shape and fit and look good and all that kind of stuff, if you only kind of want it, it's not enough. You have to want it. And then once you want it, you will do the things required to get there, right? And yeah, if you really want it, you're going to have that work ethic for it. Having work ethic is something that's got to be taught sometimes. Yeah, work ethic has to be taught for sure, right? But just because you have it, you can put your work effort, your ethic, and all of that into something you kind of want, but it only gets you so far, doesn't it? You know. So I think about that a lot, because there's a lot of things that I want, right? There's a lot of things that I want to do, things I want to achieve, but it comes down to how much do I want it? And your wants, of course, change over time as well. You know, I thought about this with, like, the YouTube videos I was putting out, and I wanted it quite a bit, and so I spent a lot of time to learn how to do all of that, and we did that, right? The channel's over there. It's got content for basically over a year on there. And then I started doing the streaming, and then I started to feel more and more like I wanted to do that more, and it took over. And I still want to do the YouTube. I still want to do it. But it's only a kind of want now instead of a want. You know what I mean? And so it just hasn't happened. It's things like that. And then there are things that I feel like I kind of want right now, but I really actually want to want them more. You know what I mean? And so it's, how do you convince yourself to reprioritize it to get it to where you want it to be? It's really interesting. You want a giant, fully functional mech in your lot, but not enough to actually build it, right? You could, right? I mean, like, theoretically, it is possible to build a giant, fully functional mech and have it in your parking lot and drive it around your property, not off your property, because FBI agent might show up at your door shooting at you. Maybe not shooting at you. They might be a little friendlier than the guy in this.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Yeah, in your backyard. Right, exactly. In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now, many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. As you do. Coal mine, Washington Mining Corp. So, like, something's gonna happen while we're here. Like, we're gonna get knocked out or something by the kidnapper, and then it's gonna be nighttime, right? This feels like a spot where we're gonna be fighting through.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me.
We were supposed to meet at noon.
Blind hope.
Way past noon now.
It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
I'm just saying. If we got that first initial phone call about our wife being kidnapped, and we had then talked to the sheriff, even though he said, don't you tell the sheriff. If we just told the sheriff what was going on, things would be so much different right now. There would still be a supernatural, like, entity doing whatever it's doing. Things would be a lot different.
Wait.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is?
No.
It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by
want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Yeah, like, he doesn't have her.
Hello?
It's clear to me.
I'm gonna kill him.
It's so clear to me.
I
He doesn't
had to
have
get
her.
to Mirror Peak.
It seems like he came here with the purpose, right? To get us. I don't, maybe even to kidnap us in order to ransom us or something, right? Or maybe our wife or whatever. It seemed like that was his purpose. However, I don't think he was able to go through with any of it, and now he's trying to salvage the situation and lying to us to try to still get us the things he wants. What just happened? I cannot go out the door.
Maybe closer than ever before.
Am I supposed to jump down here? Maybe. Yeah, that was very loud, yeah. I think I'm supposed to jump down there. I will say they didn't telegraph that very well that you needed to come down here. What the heck is this? Why is it like bright red? Okay. Coffee. Flare. Random pack of batteries. Ammo. Door. It's a hatch. That we just have to jump through, okay. Perfect. Oh, we fell. I would like to go back up there and make sure there's nothing else up this way. Hey, there isn't. Stuff's about to get real, though. We can hear it.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Again, I get back to, was Thomas Zane really the progenitor, or did we write him as the progenitor? You know what I mean? Because that's clearly our words now talking about Thomas Zane. Ooh, we're full on ammo. I can't take it. I guess I can take the gun. I don't know why. Tons of ammo. Because we're gonna need it. Oh, there's dudes up top. Back, I say. Back. Where did the big guy go? There he is. That looks like it explodes, by the way. Oh. Yeah, and there's the other dude over here. So it killed that guy. Like, it emitted light as well. Maybe we wrote that the island sunk. Yes, maybe. Now here's a real question. Could we change the past with what we wrote, right? If we wrote, geez, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. When you get time travel involved on anything, it doesn't make sense, but if we wrote all of this stuff happening before, then it happened before, but we couldn't have wrote it until now. But it happened before we wrote it, but it didn't happen until we wrote it. You know what I mean? Crazy time stuff. I don't know. Yes, I see you. I'll do it. Is there something behind me? Okay. I was expecting something else to jump up at me like that thing. Pick up a flashbang. Yes, please. I like flashbangs. We have 4. Okay. I'm gonna keep the flares equipped because we have 13. Seems like a much healthier amount. Okay. They're not behind. Oh, they've shut the door on me. I was actually more afraid of guys jumping behind me to, like, ambush, you know? That did not happen. That would have been worse, having, like, 2 guys in front and 1 behind. No coffee? No coffee. We move. Something's happening. I don't know what's happening. It's inside. I don't know, we climb up? Oh, do we have to drop down in? I'm not a fan of that. I feel like it wasn't supposed to come to life until we were down there, you know? Alright. I throw that down in. Don't hit me. Oh, of course. We're not dead. I feel dead. We're not dead. Health is slowly coming back. Does it come back faster if we stop? Now, it looks like it just slowly comes back over time. I probably should have tried to throw a flashbang down there, but we don't have precise, like, aiming with that kind of stuff, so I probably would have just thrown it forward and would have been disappointed.
What the hell?
Indeed. Giant darkness tornado. Your typical darkness tornado. I thought we could go in there for some reason. I see electricity arcing across that gate. Yeah.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Thought I saw something blinking up here, but I guess not. Standard darkness tornado here in Tornado Valley. Yeah. They're giving us a car? Here? I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Now then, next question. Do we think that all of these guys, like, respawn? Or can I just, like, mow them all down? Because that's fun. Alright, I'm going to position this in such a way that we can drive back quickly without worrying about turning around. Looking for collectibles, as we do. Oh, nice, checkpoint. Flare gun, 3 flares. Turn it on. Or turn it off, probably, right? Oh, now stuff is darker. Not a whole lot darker though, is it? Not really. Yo! Okay. I thought we would really be able to, like, blast that with the headlights. This is bad. Jeez. Car's done. Time to go. I don't know if they can follow us. I'm guessing not. I'm guessing not. Did the car have any form of, like, health indicator? I definitely saw the battery thing. I don't quite know if we exhausted the battery. I was definitely holding my thumb down on the X button. The battery was the health? Okay, it could very well could have been, yeah. What? Oh, he, like, recharged a little bit? Is that what happened? Okay. Reload. Thank you. Okay, we move. We move. Oh, okay. We started right down there. Sure. Wait. Hold on. Is this... Were we in this one? No, this is a different one. Okay. Different spot. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. I see it. I can't hit it. No! From behind. Okay, so I don't know if you saw. I switched to the flashbangs, but it actually, it did a flare instead, which was fine. It helped us out. And then I was trying to shoot that, but I couldn't hit it. It was hard to tell exactly what I was aiming at. Trust no one in the dark. Is that foreshadowing that, like, Barry's gonna show up? We shouldn't trust him? Because I don't want Barry to be, taken. I can't wait until we talk to the crazy lady, alright? The one who wants to do all of the lights. I can't wait to hear what she tells us. Also, this doesn't look like a foreboding seat or anything, does it? We have a very particular set of skills.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the Dark Presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Oh, okay, so by taking you over completely, right, it takes your mind away, which is what we saw with Rose. She still was, like, she saw it, right? She knew what was happening. But she couldn't do anything about it, and her, like, mental faculties were gone. So, it's using us, but it can't fully use us. It can only nudge us in the direction it wants us to go, right? Also, the Taken reference because of the Taken, right? You know, spell the joke out. All right. Let's look around real quick before we drop down there. What do we want to do? There's no going right. Doesn't look like, anyways. Looks like we're gonna go through there. There's a truck with a light on the back. Are we gonna have some kind of weird, like, chase encounter where we have to make sure we position ourselves in front of the chaser so that the light can shine on it? Feels like a game mechanic. Oh my goodness. Okay. 3 on our heads, almost. I'll take the revolver ammo gladly. We're still good on batteries. Nothing else in here. Wait, what? Oh, the prompt just wasn't popping up. Okay. There goes the one light bulb. Flashbangs.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
No. You don't say. There's a left path here. And this doesn't feel like the way to go. There is no driving this truck either. Alright. One moment. This is a great spot to take a very short break. I shall return momentarily. hath returned. Alright. Back to the game, back to the game. I think this is the way to go. So let's turn around. I don't think this is going to be a very long trip. No, it sure isn't. Nothing back here? Come on, game. Alright, nothing back there. Part of me was hoping for a manuscript. A different part of me was hoping for equipment drop. Although we did just get 3 flashbangs. So maybe that should be enough for us. You know? Okay, checkpoint reached. That's good. Of course. Just like that. There's another guy out in the distance. Oh, I hate that they don't go down like that. Oh, and I hate that they can do that to you too. Is this a big guy? This is a big guy. Hold on, I thought he was a smaller guy. What? Yeah, it's a sledgehammer guy. Alright, shotgun's pretty much spent. We can take him out with the revolver too. It's just like it's a full 6 shots, if not more. Take them out, so... You'd be the sledgehammer guy if you were taken. Well, I'm happy you're not taken. Very happy. If you were taken, you'd tell me, right? You would tell me, right?
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
We're gonna end up in the jail. It's the law, right? You have to tell me if you're taken. You're not taken. Good. Good. There's a light over that way. Let's go this way. I feel like we should really turn and go towards the light. Ah, yellow paint. What I wanted to see. That's not really where I want to go though. Why would you hide light tools back in a deep, dark cave? Why? Who's doing this? Trust no one in the dark. Oh, I don't even know if I trust anyone in the daylight at this point. Okay, is that all of it? Yes. All right, we've got 5 flares. Look at this. Oh, ow, of course. I figured he was still up. Darth, hello, hello. In for a dark and scary time. That's what we're doing. Oh, this bridge is not complete! Of course. Hey, everyone, there's fall damage. I don't know if we'd actually seen the fall damage before. Let's do a little... Okay. By the way, jumping is not super great. No! We're going all over the place. Fall damage, one of the annoying parts of most games. I mean, I'm not against fall damage. And in fact, I think that's the first time we've taken fall damage in this game. That being said, the movement, right, this is an older title. The movement's not the greatest, necessarily. So, like, that fall was not necessarily our fault, if you will, I guess. That's okay. We got all our life back. We're in the light. We're good to keep moving.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Switch to the pump action shotgun, you say? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, look how many shells we can have loaded at one time. Also, I think I'm going to activate this thing. It's probably only going to last, like, a minute, if that. Hold on, there is a green light blinking up to the left, and there's another one over to the right. I don't know where we're supposed to go. Down. I mean, like, what's the point of these things? I guess I could have, like, got him to go this way. Man, and there was a blinking light the other way. And at this point, we're not turning around, so we're never gonna know what was there. Yeah, fall damage in some games is definitely kind of dumb, though. Oh, especially one when they can survive most falls. Yeah, like Spider-Man. I don't know if there should be fall damage in Spider-Man. Oh, jeez! Ow! The 6-gun scribe trophy obtained. Nice. Also, we're down to 13 shots. I don't love that. Yeah, I would like to turn that on, please. Thank you. Oh. Stay on. Down to 8 shots now. Okay. I even used a flashbang in there and everything. I really, I thought it was going to do more. Uh-huh. Is that where we're headed?
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
No, I think it's leading us. Like, as much as, like, the Taken are trying to kill us, the darkness doesn't actually want us dead, right? It doesn't. These guys are, like, stronger somehow? Like, they're able to absorb the light better. Whoa! Was it Alice? Oh, that's an interesting thought. Where you at? Right? It's like a shadow. This is weird. Is it a boss? I mean, yeah, this is how the bosses have felt, hasn't it? Come here, I dare you. Also, we have 4 shots left. I don't like those numbers. And a checkpoint. But he's just gonna pop right back up, right? But even though it's how the boss moved, I feel like all 3 of those guys that we just fought moved in the same way.
The place was dead.
Right?
A ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Cross the ghost town. Oh, I remember commenting on the ghost town on the map. That's exactly where you want to go in a horror game. A place literally with the name Ghost in it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Ooh, you know what it is, right? I think it's like, oh, you're so much farther now that boss mechanics are now normal guy mechanics. We just barely got that, by the way. Just barely got that. Also, keep your eyes out for coffee. Most important part of our daily diet.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
All right, Darth, have a good night. Have a good night. Going back to this, right? The inability to sit down and write that book that he has, and he has like so much everything about it. I kind of feel like, for me, right, it seems like his want of being a writer, his want of writing the book, the next book, has dropped into kind of want. But he's really at odds with himself because he wants that kind of want to be a full want. You know what I mean? Kind of like what we were talking about before. And because of that, he's so angry and frustrated with himself because he can't do the thing that he really wants to do. Hear the sounds behind us? I felt like I was going to turn around and see the whole thing collapsing. Gray Peak Gorge. Originally founded in 1928, the Gray Peak Gorge mining town was one of the permanent settlements the Bright Falls Mining Company built for its workers. The nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the miners faced on a daily basis. Most of the men who lost their lives over the years here were buried there, a grim reminder to be careful for those who remained. Gray Peak Gorge was abandoned almost overnight when the Bright Falls Mining Company closed its doors in 1970. Okay, so there's clearly a path to our right, but all of the stuff is to our left, and there's a manuscript page over there too, so we're gonna go left first. Oh, those are batteries. Alright, we're gonna go right first. Just to see. It's possible this could be the right way to go. It doesn't feel like it, but it could be. Got a way into the red barn here. And a little dead end behind it. Coffee. Batteries. Alright, that didn't feel like it was necessarily. Right, we could have just come right through here and turned, so. Cool, cool. Move, we move. In there, nothing in there. This feels to me like a little arena for a boss battle. But will it? Is another question. I'm not walking under this thing. That's not happening. Oh, the railroad ties. Are they called ties? I'll pop it up. Here we go. Here we go. Will it boss battle? Is that like? Is it Kate? Because I want to know. Is it Kate? I got the flare out, but man, it wasn't quite in time, was it? They're here! Oh, that thing, like, died on its own? Is it because it fell off the cliff? I'm okay with that. Speaking of Is It Cake, right, there's a Netflix show, Is It Cake, and I just saw yesterday or today that there is an Is It Cake 2, in case you wanted to know more about if it was cake. I'll probably watch it. Ooh. You watch a YouTuber who has a series called Will It Workout, where he analyzes an anime workout and telling you if they would actually get the results they do in the anime. Oh, I'm sure they've done the One Punch Man one then, right? What is it like? You run 10 miles, you do 100 sit-ups and 100 push-ups or something like that, and then you become One Punch Man every day? Even in One Punch Man, the secondary guy. It's been so long since I watched the first season, only the first season of One Punch Man. But the other guy, he who wanted to be his disciple, also knew that that was not going to work. Okay, that's a thing. Get behind the tree. Light. Oh, man. We're about to die, I think. Ah! Ooh, Iron Horse Trophy. Hold on, what is that one for? Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. That is not fun. The PlayStation button should not be activating Steam. I hate that. I need to figure out how to turn that off. Especially if the PlayStation Remote Play is running, it should have primary focus over here. You made the train engine run out of steam. I like it. Okay, so I should be able to click that though. Jeez. All right, we're good. We move on. Examine? Is it locked?
I needed a key for the door.
We need a key, okay. I'll tell you, so what I'm afraid of, every time that happens, that I accidentally hit the PlayStation button to do a PlayStation function, and Steam pops up. The first time that happened, which was thankfully before the stream when I was just testing to make sure that stuff was going to work, Steam basically told Windows, hey, this is a thing now, and Windows said, oh, I got you, let me change all of your audio settings, which is not good, because, let me show you, right, I manage all of my audio completely differently than Windows would do. Like, check this thing out. Look at that. Every time I talk, you can see my microphone on the left go up. And I've got all sorts of things set up here on my audio mixer so that we get a nice stream. So, you know, Windows does not know best. And this happens all the time. You plug a new peripheral in, and Windows goes, oh, this thing happens to have a microphone in it? We better change everything, or whatever. And it's like, no, please don't. Please stop being helpful. You're not. But then you have to compare it, right? Right? What are the other options, right? So you've got Windows trying to be helpful but not. You could be on Mac, which tries to be helpful and then usually is. It's funny, I'm not a Mac person, but one call out I have, right, is just give me a pop-up asking new device connected, do you want... Exactly! If it popped up and said, hey, we could change all of these things for you, do you want to? I would say no, and it would be perfect. But like, let's see, for a little bit, at one of my previous jobs, I switched to a MacBook, right? Because I had a desktop that was Windows, and I used it and liked it a lot, and then I got a MacBook, and I was doing, actually, I did a little bit of iOS development, interestingly enough, too, and so then I was using it more and more, and I was like, you know what, I could actually just use this as my main computer, because then I would have a laptop, could take stuff home and it'd be totally fine, and if I had to work from home, there it is. And also, I could remote desktop from the MacBook into my Windows machine and get all my stuff anyway, so it worked out great. But I ended up transitioning everything over eventually to the MacBook, and one of the things it did, which was awesome, by the way, is I would have, I'm trying to remember the exact setup I had. I had 2 monitors and the screen from the laptop itself. Unless I had 3 monitors. I don't remember. I had 3 screens for sure. And what would happen is I would, you know, move my windows around. Let's say I'd put, like, my email on this screen and my searching stuff on this and my main code on the middle screen, right? Stuff like that. I would unplug it, go into a meeting, pull up whatever I was doing, you know, close my laptop, come back, plug it back in at my desk, and everything would go back to where it was. It remembered, oh, this is supposed to be when you're connected to a dock. It's supposed to be on monitor 1, and this is supposed to be on monitor 2. And that was awesome. And then I eventually switched after a while, right? I got a Microsoft Surface Book, which I also loved for very different reasons, but it could never do it. It didn't do it. So you connect it to the dock, and it's like, oh, okay, here are your windows. You drag them, you put them where you want. You unplug, you go to your meeting, you come back in, you plug back in, and it puts it on everything's on the main screen, because Windows just doesn't know how to do it. So, while I still prefer Windows, there are definitely some things in Mac, right, that they have working well. To contrast it again, the other option, oh, but also if we're talking games, I don't know that this would even run on Mac. So, it's not an option, right, for gaming, really. And then, you have the other option, which is Linux. And with Linux, it's not going to be helpful at all. Meaning, oh, you plugged that new device in, well, good luck. Go find all the random drivers you need yourself. Which, I mean, if you want full control over your system, Linux is the best, for sure. It's just, you have to tinker. You have to tinker. And if you don't want to tinker, whatever. Also, it wasn't viable for gaming until now, right? Now with the Steam Deck runs Linux, and all the games are running on it because they put a lot of effort in to their emulation. It's essentially emulating a small Windows environment for playing games, right? That's what's happening. And they did a lot of work on there, and the work they did is just open. So you can actually use a lot of that work on other Linux distributions now too. So it's certainly become a more viable option if you really wanted to take it. For playing games, that is. Okay, we got the key. Let's go. Sorry for my random side tangent thing, you know. Although, is it really a Merc stream without a random rant? Actually, yeah, I think it is, but that's where we went.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawled back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
I still don't know. I'm kind of feeling like maybe Zane did come first. And that we are writing about Zane, but it's because we have read recently about Zane, right? That kind of feels like it might be a thing. We'll pick up the hunting rifle ammo, but I'm afraid it's going to want us to swap our shotgun for the hunting rifle. We just got the pump action. Wow, this is such a big, like, choice, I feel like. Are they telling us, hey, the shotgun's great and all, but you're going to want to be far away from what's coming? Meaning, yeah, we want the hunting rifle, because it's going to do the best damage at range. Oh, my goodness. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. We have almost no pistol ammo, and the hunting rifle is slow, because it's bolt action. It's kind of funny to say that. A bolt action isn't necessarily slow, right? But in the game, it is slow. I don't think we were paralyzed with it. It was just maybe a more challenging, difficult choice than I wanted to make. We did just get a checkpoint, though, so if we walk out here and then instantly die, and we know that we need to switch, then we're good. Nothing. Nothing over here. What does the darkness have against trees? It's just knocking them down left and right. Yeah. Hold on. Do we see anything else? Like, are there weird, gigantic footprints or anything? I see some weird stuff on the ground, but I don't actually think it's really anything. I think it's just the texturing. Alright. One more quick check over here, behind this rock. But if we could see. No coffee. Something tells me we might be back here. I don't know, it just feels like we're gonna pop out of that window. I don't know why. I don't know why we would come back here, though. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Oh, we got a yellow arrow. That's the way to go. Phone call?
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Now, were the spelling errors because he was typing fast, or were the spelling errors because he can't spell? He doesn't know how to use T9 Word. How many people today know how to use T9? Huh? You know, I think I'm much faster typing on my phone, like today, because I use swipe. I don't actually, type the buttons. I swipe across the screen and do the words. And it's usually close. It's usually pretty accurate, right? But I can swipe and not look at it, but then my accuracy goes down a lot. There's no way I cannot look at the phone and type, right? If I do that, it's going to be totally wrong. However, T9, back on, the old phones, easily, type a whole message out, hit the send button, never look at it, and it's exactly what you wanted it to be. There's something, right, to be said about having a physical button, which by the way, checkpoint, which by the way, in cars, a lot of car manufacturers, I think, are starting to come to the conclusion, right, that having a touch screen isn't the best, and having that physical knob, those physical radio buttons that you can reach over and adjust without actually looking, is a very good safety thing. Oh, we got birds. They're gonna come back. There's a whole nother set of them. Hold up. I want to deal with the birds before we move on. Because look, we're gonna have to like cross some spots. I could easily cross with flares. We have 8 flares. You so miss those physical keyboards on phones? Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if I do. That's the thing, though, right? It's so funny because I thought, like, having what was it called, like the Switch? No, it wasn't the Switch. The Slide. I don't know. There were phones, right? Those first few phones that had like a full keyboard on them. They were so cool. I never had one. I never had one of those. Or did I? You know, I was my first smartphone, I think, was the Droid X. However, and I think that was a first full touchscreen. However, when I went to the store, I thought I was gonna buy, I think it was the Droid 2 at that time, and it was an R2-D2 themed one, and it was really cool, and it slid open and it had the full keyboard, and I wanted that. I thought that was so cool, but I got convinced to go the other way, and I think I'm glad I did. I don't know. I feel like I don't need the physical keyboard, and it would add a lot of size and weight to the phone that I don't know that I want. But the full keyboard is so cool, right? Every time that you need a new phone, you look for a modern phone with a keyboard. You never find one. Last you found was a BlackBerry. My first actual real smartphone was a BlackBerry Storm. And you know what was really cool about the BlackBerry Storm? It was a touchscreen, but the screen clicked. Like, it physically clicked like a real button. It was kind of neat. I liked it. I don't know if they're gonna do like a new real smartphone with a keyboard. They could. There's no reason that they don't have to, right? But actually, maybe they can't. I don't know if the OS can really support it. It's probably built only for a virtual keyboard. I don't know. I know you can actually plug a keyboard in. You can use a Bluetooth keyboard with your phone. I don't know if you knew that. You can. So maybe it would work like that. My father, he used to really like his Moto Razor back in the day, and now of course there's a new Motorola Razor. That's the flip phone. You know, it's the folding screen. I don't know if he is gonna get it, but I think it's neat. I think the folding screen stuff is really cool. However, I worry, right? I worry a lot about what that screen looks like after maybe we should shoot a flare at the birds. There's a whole bunch of birds still, right? It didn't do anything. Probably because we missed, I guess. But still, come on. Go. Time to go. Oh no, there's a whole lot more. Okay, that wasn't our fault. That wasn't our fault. That was some gimmicky whatever.
Birds.
Alright, we run again to the next one. Alright, where are the birds at? Here they come. Flare. Other kind of flare, but a flare nonetheless. So, like, the birds came up from below us right here last time we tried to do that. Weird. Weird. Here they come. That's right. Come eat some light. I'm definitely going to shoot a flare. Maybe? What does that say? Danger. Perfect. Yo, the birds are coming. This is exactly where we should be when we're afraid of the dark. In an old abandoned mine, which is dangerous on its own without the dark. Alright, I'm switching to a different gun while we're in here. At least we have a high-powered, heavy-duty flashlight, right? I'm not scared. You're scared. You're scared, not me. I'm fine. Let's go. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. Ooh. Yeah, Bun Bun Dance works. For being frightened too, I think. I think it does. It looks like it's shaking. Hold on. So there's a way down there. But what else is here? Right, there was this path too. Come on, game, why give us multiple paths? I hate that. There's some flares. We're gonna pick these. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna turn around. This feels like the right path. Although I really thought the other one felt like the right path. And when we got close to it, I thought her voice got, like, louder. Which meant I thought we were going the right way. I don't know which way's the right way. Oh, man. Right, because we want to go the wrong way. Here we are.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
I feel like that's telling us turn around.
Alice?
Uh-huh. It's toying with us. Yeah, maybe both ways are right. Yeah, they might. There's a manuscript page. A glimpse of Alice falling in the water again.
The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
Fantastic. Definitely want to fight the hunters. Oh. This is not the right way to go at all. Unless I can burn. No, it's just water. Dark, oily looking water, but water nonetheless. All right, it was worth it for the manuscript page. We go back. Something's gonna happen on the way back up, right? Yeah, yay! We chose correctly by choosing incorrectly. We did. Is it weird that I kinda want like a replica of his jacket? Is that weird? With the stupid elbow pads and everything? My most used, I'm hesitant to say my favorite thing, but it might be my favorite thing. My most used thing, however, that I got from a game, it was from a collector's edition of the game, or was it from a pre-order? Now I don't even remember. Infamous Second Son. You get the red beanie that the main character wears, and I have that, and it's my normal, like, everyday winter hat. I love it. It's great. There are flashbangs on the ground right there. There's a manuscript page right there. There's a shadow creature right there that's gonna come eat our face.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Does this make us think a little different of Nightingale? For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. Like, he knows something's up here, right? Makes me feel a little differently about him. And not a lot differently. I still think he's not a good person. Maybe a little differently. Also, I guess we're not going that way. We have to pick these up, by the way. We have to pick these up. Oh, great. Enemies. Whoa, guys coming from behind even. That's not what I wanted. I really wanted to throw a flashbang. But I also want them to be grouped up, you know? Okay, I'm chucking it there. Okay. Yeah, I was just over there. It's true, yeah. Let's switch back to the flare. The problem, when switching from the flare to the flashbang, is like you have to give it a moment on switching, or it will still use a flare. And we've done that multiple times, where I have selected it, but it hasn't quite swapped to it yet. Although, using the flare there was fine, right? I think it probably helped us a little bit, maybe? I don't know. Just using the flashbang right away also would have been very good for us, so... I don't know. That's the way to go. What's this up here? Just a hole where we can see light! Does that mean it's daylight outside now? And we're, of course, trapped in the dark underground. Why are there lanterns? Why are they lit? Right? Who would have lit these?
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Well, why does the machinery have fuel or electricity after all these years of not being in use? Sorry, it's the questions you don't ask. Why, when you're playing Tomb Raider and you're in a tomb that hasn't been open for 1,000 years, that there are lit candles? I was curious if it would let us go further than we should. The answer is yes. Ah! So there's a ladder to our right. The ladder's gonna let us get somewhere else, and we have to position the bridge first. That sounds right to me. So eventually it's gotta be here, right? But I think it's gonna have to be right here for now. Sounds right. Looks right. Sounds right, and it looks right, and it smells right. It's probably a duck. Not fall off. That would be tragic. Okay, so we need to get across. There's gonna be another... Oh. I see. A Dark Souls mechanic. Kick down the ladder, get a shortcut. I don't see, like, I don't want it to be perfectly aligned because now it's too high. So I'm thinking there. By the way, Bomber. I don't know if you saw, but there was a Talos Principle 2 demo in the Steam Next Fest. I was heavily considering downloading that and trying it out, but I eventually settled on not doing so to leave the full game for when it releases. But I gotta tell you, I'm excited for it. Also, speaking of demos, I did play one demo. I had considered streaming over the weekend to do a couple demos, but it just didn't work out. But I did play one demo, co-op with LeCloud, Enshrouded. Enshrouded. It's interesting. It feels like a purchase to me. I think it's going to be fun. It feels kind of like Valheim. It's got the survival buildery stuff, but it looks like a handcrafted map with a story and like quests to go do and stuff, and it's pretty neat. I will say it feels more janky than Valheim does, and I think at the end of the day, I think I'm gonna like Valheim better, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like this. And it has, like, you level up, you spend skill points, you can go like warrior, ranger, or wizard sort of trees. And it seems neat. Reach the lookout, which I'm guessing is up, so we should look down here first. Birds. Birds! Maybe we should go up first, because we might actually have to hit the lookout and then come back down, right? We're gonna get up here and there's not gonna be anything there. Because it feels like that just keeps going, like it's the way out of here. Lots of flares. Flares obtained. There's definitely a ladder. We look around. Yeah. Like, this is totally going to be a dead end. Just fine. Glad we looked the other way first and then turned around. Manuscript page. And focus. Cinematic zoom out. Okay.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
We don't know who these people are. Tor Anderson and Nurse Sinclair. Gonna catch the rest later? All right, Bomber. Have a good night. So I guess this wasn't really the lookout then? Our, like, yellow dot is pointing us in that direction. Now it's pointing us down. Okay. I guess it's just this way. I didn't realize that the yellow dot was updating up on that little radar thing. Kind of assumed it was just, like, in a spot. And we were either going towards it or not, but it keeps updating. Before I start this thing, pick up all the stuff. Okay. Checkpoint! This is the perfect spot for birds to attack us, right?
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we did a cable car, we lost our tool. Watching for birds. No birds yet. However, this is going slow. I hear birds. I see birds. Ouch. If I shot a flare right now, I would miss, almost certain. Because they're such small targets. I also feel like, is there a guy right there? I think that's probably the kidnapper. I heard more birds. I'm gonna use a handheld flare. Oh, the trees are vicious. That's gotta be it. Oh, come on. Oh boy. That, oh, maybe it wasn't a guy. Maybe it was a stack of cans. Which, again, by the way, that feels like a trophy. And if it is, we've already missed it. There are guys down below us. Something else is gonna fall. blocking that path. Don't go that way. Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Okay. There's a light back this way. Yeah, full revolver ammo. Perfect. We like to see. Yeah, I should have wasted one shot on this. I still could. I wish there was a melee button. If there was a melee button, man, we could knock all of them over. Like an elbow. Throw an elbow. Where are we now? I am not switching to the hunting rifle. I am not. I think it's a bad move. However, there is the full likelihood that there won't be any more shotgun ammo, right? We might be done with shotgun ammo. Ouch. Oh, come on. There's a guy behind us. We're in trouble. Got him. You know what I really like? I like that they don't drop stuff. We don't have to, like, search them for ammo or anything. We take them out, we just leave. I like that a lot, actually. Which is funny, because I do actually like looting enemies in games and stuff. I think that's a good, fun mechanic. Oh, come on, I thought we were there. Hunting rifle ammo. Yeah, like, we could be in trouble if we don't have the hunting rifle. We might really just run out of ammo for our big gun. Cauldron Lake. The 8th deepest lake in the world. Cauldron Lake is a caldera lake formed in a volcanic crater. The volcano itself could be considered to be active, but it has not erupted since the volcanic earthquakes of 1970. And even then, the underground activity was comparably mild, despite some property damage. There were no casualties. I thought we had read something about Thomas Zane being at the Cauldron Lake cabin, and that he would have been a casualty, but I don't know. Cauldron Lake is one of the most beautiful spots in the Bright Falls area, as well as a central figure in many local folktales. Popular recreational area for the area residents. Yeah. New checkpoint. New checkpoint. Again, a nice, big, long rope suspension bridge. Fantastic. Here we go. Sure, nothing bad will happen to us on this. I see coffee on our left. Oh, look, something bad's about to happen. Guys on both sides. All right, so we do this. We blast this guy down. And then we book it to the other side. New flare! Oh, wow, that was kind of close. I do wonder... Ouch, shoot. Do we think that the pump shotgun is weaker than the other one? Also, did I see yellow? I do. However, we know there's coffee over here. See, I really thought that the double barrel shotgun would have taken out that big guy in 2 shots, but we needed 3. Kind of feels bad. I mean, you have to reload a lot less. You know, it's good for reasons. But still. Ah, right back here. We've reached the max of our flare ammo. I guess that means we should really use more of it then, huh? If anything attacks us right now, we'll absolutely use a flare, and then we'll go back and grab more? Maybe? Manuscript page to our left. Bought at Cauldron
Maud had
Lake.
checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
So Mott is the kidnapper. Who do we think the boss is? Huh. Right, like Mott clearly didn't come up with the plan or anything on his own. Maybe the boss doesn't matter. Maybe it's just some generic person who wants, you know, blackmail us and get money and all that kind of stuff. Like, I buy that, right? On we go, on we go. Oh, thought we were gonna climb. Like a good way to get a splinter in the face as that wood just exploded. This is not a scary building up in the middle of nowhere at all. Nope. Coffee! Coffee! Right out of our reach! Must be we go through the building and come back around after. There's a downstairs, and there's a spot that doesn't make sense. I guess they bricked it up. Why would you brick it up? Huh? I think I saw some more ammo in there, and it looked like hunting rifle ammo. All right. I don't like the big dark radius around our flashlight. CW and TZ. Thomas Zane. Oh, this is weird. Tom. I miss you, Tom. Did you write this? You talk to me on TV. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, so, hold on. Who do we think this is? I miss you, Tom. Is it his girlfriend or wife? I curse you, Thomas Zane. Or is it the woman in town who wants to change all the lights? The one who knew them both? Can we open that? No. But that's who's leaving us stuff, right? There is so much stuff here. Pick up revolver ammo. Shotgun ammo. Oh, they did give us some more. Back 12 shots? Okay. I mean, I'd like more, but we'll take it. Got some more flares. Hunting rifle ammo. Ooh, I don't like that the whole thing is shaking. The floor does not look sturdy. $15 flares. That's a good amount of flares. I'm happy with that. Just checking the walls, make sure there's nothing else written on them, you know? Feels like a nice lore treasure trove, if you will. Can we fall through some of this? Ah! Yeah. Yeah, we can. Ouch! Oh my goodness, they're like everywhere! We're dead. Okay, more flares? I think more flares. Flare gun? How about flare gun? I don't know if we really need to clear them all out or if we just want to clear our passage, you know? Like, the flashbangs did okay, but we only have 6 of them total. Oh! Couldn't make it. Okay, I'm starting with a normal flare. Actually, this is a really good spot if we want to try to fight them off, right? It's a real great spot if we want to fight them off. I think we just killed them all. Oh, okay, jumped across. We probably could have just, like, jumped out here and then they all would have disappeared. But if they could have come after us, this is way better. I guess I'd rather waste a little bit of our resources, especially because we know, like, here's the problem. I'm hoarding these resources, but we lose them at the end of the episode, right? It's what it seems like so far, and then we gotta stock up again. I shouldn't hoard them as much as I am. It's a me problem. I'm aware.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
It feels like we're actually not going to the Mirror Peak Lookout. It really feels like we were already there.
I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
I'm sorry, I had to look at my phone for a moment. I missed some of this. He's talking to a doctor, Dr. Hartman. Had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important. Stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. Like we're in the loony bin. We're in a mental, insane asylum clinic thing. Like, we're crazy. However, are we? Is that actually going to happen? I mean, so far everything else has pretty much happened, right?
Wait, are you? Wait. Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
Sorry. Please, wait. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have her wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see? They got him writing for us. Please. Please. Oh. I'm sorry. Please, don't hurt.
Oh, shoot. I wanted... Maybe there was going to be more there. No! Into your typical standard darkness tornado he goes. We grab the flare. Yeah, this happened in the one thing. We lost our flashlight, and then we land in the water. The flare probably saving our life, though, right? Because it let us get away from the tornado. But do we drown? No, we type. Someone's in a boat. Oh, end of chapter, right? Episode 3 is done. End of episode 3. I didn't think it was going to be done yet. I felt like there was a little bit more.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Episode 4. The Truth.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
So where are we? Is there really a clinic?
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb.
Typewriter.
I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
And we also just got a checkpoint. This is where we're going to end for the night. We will begin the next chapter, probably Friday, because on Wednesday, I think we're going to do Lunar Lux. As we should, because it's been a little bit since we've done Lunar Lux. So both games are going to be going in parallel, of course. This game, great. I'm loving it so very much, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much for sticking out with me tonight and taking this spooky journey, if you will. But that's where we end it. So, this is Merc Serene signing off. Of course, we cannot forget, in the thank yous, Lazarus 1138 with the Prime sub. Thank you very much.